How many times have you typed into Google, how can I get published? Here's one thing that if you stop doing right now, which is going to dramatically increase your chances. So what one thing can you stop doing right now that is going to dramatically increase your chance of getting published? Doubting yourself. Now, I know that when my first novel was turned down by 16 publishers, if I'd come onto YouTube for a video that was going to make me feel better, and there was a woman sitting on the sofa who was all like, hey, all you need to do is stop doubting yourself, I would have been like, yeah, but how? Like, doubt is just like, my head is filled with doubt. So I'm going to take you through what I did in the hope that it's going to resonate with you. There are 2 times when I have pitched my memoir, and there was a dramatic difference between the first time I pitched it and the second time I pitched it. The first time was to an editor at Bloomsbury, and the second time was to an editor at Penguin. When I pitched it the first time, the response was, yeah, but who's going to be interested in this? When I pitched it the second time, the response was, get me a proposal. I love this idea. Same idea. The difference was the second time round, I was in a completely different place. That's not to say the second time around I had zero doubt. And this was the mistake that I kept making. I believed that I had to be in a place where no doubt existed. And for me, that was the major mistake. Because the first time I pitched my novel, I was feeling doubt, but I was covering it up. I was trying to be 100% confidence. And really what that did to me was I was acting confident. And as I was observing all of this going on, it made me feel even further from being able to do what it was I was trying to tell this publisher that I could do, because I was acting, I was pretending, I was being something that I wasn't. And to me, I believe that doubt is really tied up in that. The first thing is that we feel doubt, and then the second thing is that we try to compensate by doing something on top of that. So we might try to act like we're not feeling doubtful, or we might do something else so that we avoid whatever it is that is giving us that feeling of doubt. What I didn't realize was to do the one thing that up until that time I hadn't done, which is to just step into the doubt and accept that it was there. And when I did that, I found something so much stronger than I had experienced in all the other times that I had just tried to be confident. There's no other way for me to explain it other than to say that by stepping into doubt, I proved that I must be strong, because you have to be strong to step into something as scary as doubt, right? And that's why it can seem really counterintuitive, and that's why I think the result is really dramatic. So when I went to pitch the second time at a publisher, I acknowledged that the first time I had let myself down. And I acknowledged that the reason that I had let myself down was because I didn't just allow myself to be who I was. I was trying to pitch a memoir. I needed somebody to be able to connect to me. If I was trying to be something that I wasn't, how was that going to happen? So when I went to pitch it the second time around, I just kept being with myself in that moment. Oh my God, right now I feel so scared. And to just say, hey, that's okay. Because if you're feeling it, that must mean that you're brave. That must mean that you're strong, because you're feeling it and you're still doing it. So that must mean that you know that you're capable of feeling scared and still following through. And so suddenly my doubt began to shift and shake, because it couldn't really hold up. Before, it had been really strong because I'd been afraid of it. I had tried to avoid it. But this time round, I was looking right at it and I was like, oh, I can really feel you. Gosh, you've got some pretty intense feelings to you. But because I'm feeling you and I'm still okay, I'm still alive, then that must mean that I'm more than you. That must mean that I'm more than doubt. That must mean that there's something else about me. And I didn't have to fake it that time around. So here's my thing to you. If you're Googling, how do I get published? How do I make it? That one thing to stop doing is to just stop running away from whatever fear or doubt or sensation or thought that is there that says it's not possible or you can't. Just for once, step into that feeling and prove that you're more than it. This is what I love about all of my Write No Matter What work. It's about being real. It's about stepping in and growing through that practice, growing to be the writer that you are truly capable of being. And it is such a privilege to get people to that place. There's links below if you want to find out more. Leave me a question. I love questions. And subscribe if you want to do this again. I'll see you on Monday next week.